Everyone, how's everyone doing today? I'm about to get started doing a quick demo, but we'll do some quick introductions and just get folks going here on what I'm going to be doing today. See if I can get both of these windows up. And thanks for those of you who are joining me live. Also, of course, thanks for the people that are watching the replay that missed it live. Looks like we got about 19 people on Facebook so far. Awesome to see so many of you here. Hello, Victoria. And hello, Victoria, on Twitch as well. So guys, welcome. My name is Terry White. I'm the Worldwide Design and Photography Evangelist for Adobe. It's my pleasure. I've been doing some testing since yesterday. Of course, yesterday, Facebook at their developer conference announced the ability to have developers develop apps and hardware that can stream live to Facebook beyond just using your smartphone or your tablet. So I'm actually using an application called Wirecast, which is the broadcast application I have already been using for my bi-weekly broadcast on Twitch. And Wirecast came out with an update yesterday that allows Facebook streaming as well. So this is my first dual stream to both Twitch at twitch.tv/TerryLWhite and my Facebook fan page. So I see some folks saying hello on Twitch. There's Helmet20, and I also see Thomas and Andre and Victoria on my Facebook page. So it looks like it's working. I see people on both platforms. And what I decided to do today is just to give you guys a quick demo or a quick look at an update to another Adobe application. This is a social media app for iOS called Adobe Post. Adobe Post has been out now for, I don't want to guess, but I think it's been 6 months, maybe? I can't remember now. It's all a blur. But the team has been rapidly implementing features to allow people to do the kinds of posts that they want to do. Now, let me explain for those of you who are new to Adobe Post. Adobe Post is, like I said, it's geared for posting to social media. It's allowing you to mix your pictures and text and create a social media post for Facebook, for Instagram, for Twitter, for just about anything. Originally, when the app first came out in its 1.0 version, it was kind of limited in the way that it was only really a square aspect ratio, because the team probably, when they started designing it, they had Instagram in mind. And back in the day when Instagram was only a square aspect ratio, if you were going to make something that posted to Instagram, you kind of had to stick to that. Well, of course, now Instagram does more than square. It can pretty much do any aspect ratio. And the team has already put out the 2.0 update, which now let you remix your designs in any aspect ratio you want. And to go beyond that today, we're going to see some of the new features implemented in 2.5. Yep, Adobe Post. So Adobe Post is an iOS-only app. Let's see here. Well, Erica, you might want to refresh. I think everybody else is hearing me and seeing me okay, so you might want to refresh or jump out and jump in to get the video and the audio. Is anyone else having a problem on Facebook hearing or seeing me? Let me know. And if you can hear me or see me just fine live here this morning, let me know as well. So with that said, Adobe Post has come a long way. I really like the app, especially in this see and hear you very well. Okay, so Flo can hear me and see me, all good with Victoria. So yeah, the person I was just talking to, who I just forgot your name that quick, just jump out and jump in. All right, so with that said, let me give you guys a quick look at Post. 2.3 5. So this is kind of like that midway point before we get to 3.0, I guess. So let me switch to my desktop here so you guys will be able to see it. Let's go here. There we go. You should be able to see it now. And let me also kill my lower third. I don't want to block the bottom of the window there. And we'll go ahead and just bring my chat back up so I can see what you guys are saying. All right, should be all good now. John says he can't see me, but everyone else can. So if you're having a problem seeing me, but you can hear me, I would say jump out, jump in, because other folks can see and hear me just fine. All right, so I've got Adobe Post open right now. And here, I'll get out of it so you can see it. So this is what the icon looks like, that green icon in the upper right-hand corner. Like I said, right now it is an iOS-only app, and it is an iPhone-only app. There's not even an iPad version at this point. So baby steps. You got to get it out first, got to get people using it, then you start building it out for other platforms, other devices. So first incarnation on iOS, and when you launch Post, for those of you who are new to it, even in this 2.5 version, they've kind of reorganized the interface a little bit on the intro screen. But what you see are templates, or a better way, just you see ready-made designs for you to be able to use. And that's why I like Post, is because I don't have to start with a blank page every time. I can scroll through. I can see all the different starter designs. I can pick one and change everything about it, but I can pick one or maybe just change a little bit about it. So that way I get kind of the best of both worlds. If I want to start completely from scratch, I can. I can just hit the plus sign down at the bottom and create a design from scratch. I don't have to use one of the starters unless I want to. So you kind of get, a little something for everyone. People that like to do it from scratch, no problem. Go find your own picture, put in your own text, and start designing it. Or you say, well, I want to do something quick. I'm not really a great designer. These look good, but I want to change something. Maybe I want to change, of course, what they say, or maybe I want to use my own picture. So with that said, also, at the top now, they've added categories. So since I am on the road this week, let's start with travel. And for example, I could scroll through. And by the way, these templates or these starter designs that we're seeing, by no means are these the only ones you'll ever have. With every update, they're adding new ones and swapping some in, swapping some out. Also, I think I saw the ability when you first launched 2.5, you now have the ability to turn on notifications when there are new designs available. So they can stream in new designs to your existing version without you having to do an update. All right, so let's say, and I'm doing this kind of off the cuff, I haven't really planned anything in particular to show with the existing designs, but let's say that I want to, I don't know, let's say we want to do this one. All right, so when I bring up that design, you notice there's a button for it at the bottom that says Remix. So in other words, I tapped on it to see it larger, and then if I like it, great, I can remix it. If I don't, then I can just close it and go on to the next one. So Remix means we know you want to change things about this. You can go ahead and remix it and do whatever you want. So I'll hit Remix. That will now bring it up into the editing environment. And so hang on, I see a question here from Arnab. When do we get an updated version of Photoshop CS6? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you don't. Photoshop CS6 is basically, 4-5 years old now, and there will be no updates to CS6. We're Creative Cloud from here on out. So it's either you continue to use CS6, which is fine, or if you want new things, then you go to Creative Cloud. So that's the way it's going to be from here on out. Okay, so now that I'm into this design, I can pick any part of it that I want to change. So for example, if I tap on the text, obviously I could type in different text. I could change what the text not only says, but I could also change the design of it. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap to get into the text. And I'm going to type in a quote I saw earlier today. And it said, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And unfortunately, I don't remember the person that said it. It's not my quote. It was someone that said it on a different quote, and I can't remember his name. I'll give credit later if I can remember it. But I love that quote because it's true. You don't have to be a great person to start a new project, but if you want to be great, you got to start at some point. So I like that quote. So we'll go ahead and say done. And now that puts that in to the existing design. And at this point, I can now choose whether or not I want to keep it this way, whether or not I want to change any other attributes of it. So what I like is you see the four handles around it. I can reflow this text, and it smartly and intelligently sizes and does all the smart stuff, the magical stuff to the text as I move this around. I can just pick up the whole thing and move it around, put it wherever I want. So for this longer quote, maybe I want it a little bit bigger and at the top of the screen. That's great. And you'll notice that the color scheme is kind of matching the picture. And that was something I didn't know or didn't really pick up on right away with Adobe Post, that even when you're using your own pictures and you do a design, all the colors are picked up from your photo and applied to the design. So you don't have to stick with that, but that's kind of cool to know that it's using the photo itself to pick the colors. So if I go to color, I can see all the various colors that you can now start picking them out. Oh, I can see where that green's coming from. I can see where that yellow's coming from. I can see where that blue's coming from because it's all the different colors that are in the design. But if you don't like those, you can go ahead and tap your way through to pick out different ones that you may like better. So I kind of like that one better. The other thing, and this is a new 2.5 feature, and I really, really like this. This was in the early prototypes when they showed me what ultimately became Adobe Post. And I liked it from day one, but then when Post shipped, it was not there. And I was like, oh no, they took out my favorite feature before it shipped. And I'm glad to see this feature put back in. So we'll see at the bottom there's a new little wheel. And that wheel, if you tap it, brings up the wheel. And now you can turn the wheel or turn the dial to flip through variations of whatever it is you have selected. So in this case, I have that text selected. And as I turn the wheel, it will redesign the text based on just an algorithm of different designs that are built in. Now, as I keep turning the wheel, you think it would stop and then just start over again? No, it just keeps going through more designs. So I can, at any given time, if I like what I see, I can stop, or I can just cancel out of it and say, no, I kind of like the one I started with better. So I love this design wheel, which makes it, I'm dragging it slowly so I can see them, but I kind of like the way this works for quickly changing your mind and seeing what else is available. And now it's starting to do it with the borders. There we go. And maybe I like that one. So if I stop on that one and say, okay, that becomes my new design for the text. So that design wheel is awesome. And again, if I don't like the new color choice, I can still go in and affect the color, but keep that new design that I just chose. All right, so now that I've got that in place, I can say okay, just check the box there. And you notice that the aspect ratio is still square. That's because most of them start out square, but if you want to change it from whatever it is to whatever you need, in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see the little two rectangles. That's the resize button. And so see, this one did default to a square for Instagram. But as we know, Instagram doesn't have to be square anymore. So I can go to the original aspect ratio of the photo, which is kind of nice. I can go to a Facebook styled size, a Twitter style size, Pinterest, a Facebook ad, a blog post, and a Facebook cover photo, which is kind of nice. Of course, I can move the text around once I choose these. Twitter header. So these are like for your profile page. So again, even though you may not use this for a post, you might use it for your banner on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, or LinkedIn. YouTube thumbnail, if I'm going to make a thumbnail for a video. Etsy cover, that's a new one. I didn't see that one before. And then some standard aspect ratios, which one of my favorites is now I can use Adobe Post to make a title for, yeah, the design wheel is awesome. And thanks, Ralph. Glad you like it as well. And thanks. Yes, that's it. The quote is from Zig. Thanks, Flo. Zig Ziglar. Yes, that's it. So I need to put that in. And that'll give me an example to show, or give me a reason to show something else. All right, so, but thanks, Flo. That is who the quote is from. But if I go 16:9, I like that aspect ratio because that's the aspect ratio for video. So with, if I wanted to create just a poster frame or a still image that's going to be in one of my videos, 16:9, Adobe Post, away I go. All right, so I'm going to go all the way back, and I'm just going to pick the original aspect ratio of the original photo. And now that I've got that, I can go ahead and tap OK, and I can go back and continue to click on things to now redesign it now that I've changed the aspect ratio. So I can make this a little bit bigger. I can maybe move that over and get something like that. Actually, maybe on that side. Now that I've got so much room to work, I'm having a hard time to figure out which way I want to do this. Actually, maybe I do like it a bit better across the top. Okay, so now that we know, thanks to Flo, who the author of this quote is, I need to add it, but I don't want to add it to the existing text. I want to add it as another text element. So you see there's an A with a plus sign at the top. If I tap the A with a plus sign, I get to type something new. So I can say Zig Ziglar. And I hope I'm hoping spelling his last name right. I think it's A-R. If I'm not, sorry. But anyway, now that I've got that in there, and that's clearly too overpowering to just be a quote. So let's make it a lot smaller. And I don't need it designed like the original. So we need to go in, and for example, I can go to shape, and I can just say that basic, no shape. I don't want a shape on it at all. Then I can go to font, and now I could use the design wheel to do this too, but if I kind of know what I want, I don't have to go through the design wheel every single time. I can just pick what I want. So I can pick a font, I like that, and then just move it up. And again, I can continue to make it bigger or smaller. All right, so we've got that in place now. And last but not least is the photo, and I'm gonna go ahead and say okay on all that. The photo itself, so if I go to photo, you notice that there are some filters of the photo. So I can, thanks to Flo, I can go to and choose different filters for the photo itself. And or I can just say none, show me the original photo. I kind of like the original photo the way it was without a filter. And now my post is ready to go. So at this point, I can tap the share icon, and I can share it to social media, to save it to my camera roll, send it to another app, share it on Instagram, share it wherever I want. So I'll share it to Instagram, and that'll bring it up as a new Instagram post that I can choose. There we go. And I can go ahead and just shrink it back down to the right size. And then we'll go ahead and say next, and next. And I'll just say motivation. I'll just give it that caption there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Terry Lee White. And then I can go ahead and choose if I want to post it to my Facebook, post it to my Tumblr, post it to Twitter. Actually, we'll change that to, since it is morning, we'll change that to morning motivation. There we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and add all those things in, share it, and now that post has been shared. Okay, so that's on my Instagram directly from Adobe Post. Now I can go back to Adobe Post. Now that I'm back in Adobe Post, I can go in. What's the basic purpose of the app? The basic purpose of the app is creating social media posts. Adobe Post, that's what it's for. All right, so let's go back now and show you one of the newest new features. And here we'll go to the remix section again. One of the new features is that if you have one of the newer iPhones, like a 6S or 6S Plus, is that it, 6S Plus? This is a 6S Plus. You know that both of those newer iPhones support live photos. That's where when you snap a photo, it grabs a few seconds before the photos, before the still, and a few seconds after, basically like a 3-second video. But it treats it like a still photo until you hold your finger down on it to see the live action. Well, now Adobe Post supports importing live photos and treating them as either live photos for your post or videos. So if you wanted to post a quick little animation or a quick little thing to Instagram or Vine or whatever, you can now do it as a video starting with a live photo. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to tap the plus button. And again, it lets me pick my photo. Hey, GoBJ69, how's it going? I can tap and choose where I want to get my photo from. Since this is a live photo, it's in my photo library. I'm going to go ahead and I got a live photo somewhere, a live photo category here. And this is my, my dog Lisa. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this photo of Lisa and choose it. And notice it should give me a choice now. Do I want to use the live photo version of this? Yes, I do. And so when I bring in the live photo, we see the little live action. There she does. She looks away and then she goes back. So that's the still if I don't do anything else. But the animation is she looks away, looks back, looks at the camera. So again, it defaulted to square. I can say, no, I want the original aspect ratio. Give me the original aspect ratio. Again, we see the live photo. And now I want to go ahead and hit continue. And now at this point, it just threw on a text frame. I can go ahead and change that text to whatever I want. We'll go ahead and tap and we'll just put her name in, Lisa. And we'll say done. And of course, it's using whatever default font that was, and I can now go in and change it. Now, the other thing is when I go to color, this is what I meant by it's using the color scheme of the photo. So it's kind of using the grays and browns of the sidewalk. It's using the black and white of the dog. There's a little flower petal in the lower right-hand corner, and it picked up the pink from that flower petal. So it's offering that up as one of the colors. So I can go ahead and choose any of these to be the colors that I want, any color scheme or any part of that I want to use. And if I don't know what I want, I can just go ahead and use the design wheel, and we can just go ahead and rotate this and get different designs based on just turning the wheel until I get what I want. It's not a whole lot you can do with that one word, but I'm getting some good choices here. So now it's starting to do drop shadows, emboss, different fonts, different color schemes. So it's cycling through all the various options, all the various combinations of things it can do just by me turning this wheel. Whoa, go back. That's adding a shape. Okay, whether I want that shape or not. And any of these you can do manually. So if you kind of just say, hey, I like this font, but I just want to add a shape, then just choose the font you like and add the shape. You don't have to cycle through until you find it on the wheel. But let's say I like that text, but I want to change the color. Again, I can go back to the color of it and change the color to whatever I want. Okay, so now at this point, if I'm happy with it, again, I can pick it up, move it around, size it, and it magically keeps everything in proportion, puts it where I want it to be. And now at this point, if I'm happy, if I'm okay with it, I can go ahead and tap the plus sign or the OK button, and I can add more text. I could filter the photo. I could do whatever I want. Let's try photo filters. So I can apply any of these that I want as well. let's see, I kind of like, see which one do I like better. Kind of like that one, not so much that one, not so much that one. Oh, that one's okay actually. Maybe choosing between these two is hard. Oh, hang on, my screensaver popped on. Sorry about that. All right, so now that I've got this in place, I'm going to go ahead and just say OK. And with that said, is it free? Yes, it is. Adobe Post is absolutely 100% free. You can download it right now from the App Store. All right, so now that I've got this in place, I can go ahead and choose to post it. And this is the important part, because it started out as a live photo. I can either post it as a video, save it as a live photo with the addition of the text and the color, or save it just as a still image. So if I post it as a video, that'll create the video, the little 3 seconds of animation or whatever, and then offer me the option of saving it or posting it online. So if I wanted to post it online, I'm not going to post this one on Instagram, but if I did want to, it would bring it up. I can choose the little 4-second video that it just made for me. And I can go ahead and do it, zoom it out. And that's what this video would look like if I were to post this video onto Instagram. So Adobe Post, free app from the App Store for iPhone. If you have a 6S or 6S Plus and you shoot live photos, it can use them. If you don't, no problem. It can use your regular stills. And you can, of course, redesign this. You can start with the templates like we did before. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this, go back to Adobe Post. And if I go back to my post, these are all the ones that I've done. Okay, yes, do it over both. And remixing gives you all the templates, if you're just joining me, that you can choose from to start with, or you can just tap the plus sign and start from scratch with your photo and your own text. Or you can choose the starter design and swap out the photo and swap out the text. You can do it either way you want. So again, Adobe Post, free app from the App Store. I joined late. What is the best way to find out when Terry is going to do his Twitch videos? Well, there is no best way to find them when I'm going to do them on my own channel, because there's no schedule. It's pretty random. It will, if you follow me on Twitter, it will tweet it out when I do it. But I am on Twitch regularly on Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, at twitch.tv/Adobe. So if you go to the Adobe channel, there is a schedule of when I'm going to be on. But when I'm on my own channel like I am today, it is because I had something cool I wanted to show or test, and I decided to do it. So there is unfortunately, no schedule. But if it's something big and I'm going to do it on my own channel, I will try to put up notice ahead of time, like the day before, 2 days before, or whatever. All right, so with that said, let's see if I missed anything here. Rob, no iPad version yet. It is right now optimized only for iPhone. Of course, you could run it on an iPad, but it would be as an iPhone app. And I hear you. I want an iPad version as well. Okay, so Ben says, we were told that we'd be able to place our own logos and things in Post. Is that still coming? I imagine it's still coming. If you were told that by the Post team, I haven't heard of anything being taken away. So we're anxiously awaiting for even more features. Okay, and Brokeron got an email when I went live on Twitch. That is right. People I follow, when they go live, if I chose to be notified, then I do get emails as well. All right, just checking to make sure. This is kind of cool, looking at both sets of comments. I'm looking at the Twitch comments on one side and the Facebook comments on the other. Am I going to post this presentation on YouTube? I don't know. You guys think it should be on YouTube? I am recording it, so I could. I could post it on YouTube. As a matter of fact, so that I'm just not posting gibberish after the presentation, I'm going to stop the recording, but I'll keep the live streaming going. So if you're watching the replay of this, thanks for watching the replay. And you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Terry L. White or twitch.tv/Adobe on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern, or now on my Facebook fan page at facebook.com/Terry White Fans. All right, so stopping the recording.